Okay, let us turn to page 3, or sorry, page 4. Page 4 of the Blaze. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to Sevenfold sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to Sevenfold sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to Sevenfold sentient beings. Sanye Joda Zoge Jonam Lai Chanchu Pardo Dani Gyatsuchi Age Jinso Kebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjir Sanye Dubara Isho Sanye Joda Zoge Jonam Lai Chanchu Pardo Dani Gyatsuchi Age Jinso Kebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjir Sanye Dubara Isho Sanye Joda Zoge Jonam Chancho Bardo Dani Gyapsu Che Tage Jinso Kibe Sonam Lola Benjir Sanye Dubara Isho. Page 6. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Datagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Niroda Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Datagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Niroda Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Datagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Niroda Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, is there anybody who can remind me of where we left this morning? Is there anybody who can remind me?
About the afflictions, gross afflictions and cognitive obscurations and affective obscurations.
Very good. The treasure that we have, the hidden treasure, the most precious thing in this world is within us, within you. And it's not just the dogma, it's not just like a story or it's a reality that the most important treasure in the universe is present within you, present within me. And you don't just believe in what I'm saying, learn it, experiment it, and see that it's real. The moment you feel that it's actually within me, then you'll never feel hopeless. You'll never feel demoralized. That wow, there's amazing treasure. So my job is to see how to awaken this treasure, unravel this treasure. So the next question, so as the indicator what we learned this morning is that we all have this treasure. If the treasure is that, next question is, the treasure what? The treasure of fearlessness and infinite happiness. And the fearlessness is technically referred to as nirvana. And the infinite happiness is technically referred to as Buddhahood. It's just the technical terms, the concept-wise, the fearlessness and infinite happiness. Fearlessness Again, some people may think, no, I have no fear. The fear means loss of freedom. And how many like to have freedom, in a sense? Freedom? Okay. Let's say that if you are with your little brother, let's say, brother who always watches cartoon, and you are not a little boy or little girl, you are already grown up. And so watching a television with your brother, who likes to keep the remote control? You or your brother? Huh? Huh?
The little one.
You want to give it to your little boy?
Like, no, he or she wants.
No, I'm asking you. So, who likes to, if you are given a choice, the remote control, you want to keep it or let your brother keep it? Yes, I keep it, yes. Why? Why? Huh? Yes, so I have control over what I like to watch. Whereas if the boy, he never watch, what I want like to watch. He want only the cartoon. Whereas I want to watch what I like to watch. So remote control should be in my hand. What does mean? Remote control symbolizes your freedom. Freedom. Everybody seeks freedom. Everybody seeks freedom. So yet I don't feel this freedom there. I don't feel the freedom. Yes, the true nature mind has full freedom. But the freedom is in the form of a seed. Apple seed is not apple. Don't forget it. Apple seed is not apple. But apple seed has a potential to give rise to thousands of the apples in the future. So you have this true nature of the true nature mind, which has the potential to give rise to fearlessness, which has the potential to give rise to infinite happiness. When I say fear, it does not mean that, oh, I'm scared. This is not the connotation. The fear means lack of freedom. Lack of freedom. Lack of freedom. So I want to have the freedom. I don't want to be deprived of freedom. I want the freedom. If there's the potential that you would lose your freedom, then the fear comes. The fear, say it ranges from 0.01 through to 100. So when it hits close to 50, then you describe that as fear in a conventional sense. Actually, the fear always started the moment you start to lose freedom. What reason? When it gets to like 50%, then you describe that as a fear. Oh, I was so scared. So less than 50, you don't describe that as a freedom. They would fear in a conventional sense. Okay, so with this in mind, so he's saying that each one of us, we have this hidden treasure of fearlessness and infinite happiness, but I don't feel it. Okay, the fact that we don't feel it is what we learned this morning is because it's obscured. The diamond is obscured. So our job is to remove the diamond. Don't remove the diamond. Remove the obscuration. We remove the stains. How to remove the stains? By applying the remedies. Just see if it makes sense, step by step. By applying the remedies. What remedies apply is determined by the nature of the defilements. What is the nature of defilements? What is the nature of defilements? A gross one and a subtle one. Gross one like salted garlic, and a subtle one like this subtle smell of the salted garlic like mental defilements. 2. Gross one is known as afflictive obscurations, and subtle one is known as cognitive obscurations. Okay, now what does this gross one do to you? Gross one, what does it do to you? It attracts the miseries. It attracts the fears. Gross one. And in other words, it stops you from experiencing fearlessness. What does the subtle one do? Subtle one stops us from experiencing infinite happiness. Okay. Now thus far it's okay, but still what exactly is that gross defilement? What exactly is the subtle defilement? What exactly is the cognitive obscuration? What exactly are the afflictive obscurations? This is the next question. So, afflictive obscurations, we see that now to pinpoint what it is, we see that it can be seen in 3 forms. Afflictive obscurations can be seen in 3 forms. One is contaminated karmas. First, I'm going to enumerate, then I'll explain. contaminated karmas. Number 2, afflictions. Number 3, the active seeds of the first 2. Let me repeat it. Contaminated karmas. Karmas meaning actions. Contaminated karmas. Number 2, afflictions. Number 3, active seeds of the first 2. Active seeds. Okay, let me explain them one by one. Okay, so more detail will come later. Let me just quickly explain what they are. Contaminated karmas meaning karma means actions, physical action, verbal action, mental actions that we do. So contaminated versions. These are the, for example, like say the stealing, killing, sexual misconduct, or slandering, harsh words, idle gossip. These all fall under the contaminated karmas. Then afflictions. Afflictions are the, say, the mental factor. Afflictions are defined as a mental factor, presence of which disturbs your mind. Let me repeat it. Affliction is defined as mental factor, the presence of which disturbs our mind. For example, anger, attachment, jealousy, belligerence, spite. These are the afflictions. And afflictions, there are so many kinds, are like 3 poisonous afflictions, 6 rude afflictions, 20 secondary afflictions, so forth. So I'll give you a hint as to where to study these things. And those from the Nalanda studies, those who do Nalanda studies. Nalanda studies, Nalanda master's course, diploma course, certificate course, introductory course, results, Nalanda studies. Okay, 2 over there. Okay, so being a part of that Nalanda studies, you will study all these in great detail. What are these different afflictive emotions, the contaminated karmas, identify them. Okay, so and then the third one is the active seeds of the first 2. What is meant by active seeds? For example, let's say apple seed. Apple seed is not apple, but you plant it, it will germinate into apple trees and eventually give rise to apples. So, whereas the apple seed, if you burn it, roast it, then it cannot germinate into the apple trees anymore. You agree? So there is a burn seed, it's not active. It's an inactive seed. When you burn it, it becomes inactive. It cannot germinate into apple trees. Whereas those which are not burned, which are not destroyed, damaged, these are known as the active seeds. Why seeds? Because they are not trees yet. They are not apples yet. They are in the form of potential seeds. And then you germinate them, they're active because they can be germinated and eventually turn into apple trees and the apples. Okay, these are known as for example, say, how many are angry now? I don't see anybody angry. But after this retreat, you go back home and then your mother tells you, hey, my daughter, my son, you have a cup of tea? What do you say? What cup of tea? No coffee, no juice, no latte, no longue, no americano, no espresso. Only tea. What is tea? What tea? Right? Anger comes up. First, your mother thought that you have become a bodhisattva, coming from Bodhichitta class, Bodhichitta retreat. And so suddenly you say, what tea? Right? So then anger comes out. So while you are here, no anger. But the seed of anger is there. Seed of anger is there. It manifests when the situation arises. When the situation comes up, then it manifests. So that is a proof that when you are very peaceful here in Tushita, you have this seed of the anger. Okay, so these are the 3 things. And how many you see that you have the first contaminated karmas, like shouting, the bad things that you do to make a unhappy reasons? Contaminated karmas? Yes, we know that. Afflictions, anger, desire, and the belligerent, spite, Yes, we have. Okay, now we identify. Okay, these are the afflictive obscurations. The presence of these attract miseries. Presence of these attract fears. How many of you agree with me that yes, that's true? So the more I have these, more the fear, more the unhappiness is attracted to me. Raise hands. How many of you agree? Very good. Now we have to think more. Usually these things happen. We don't really think about these things too much, and because of which we don't put effort to really get rid of these things. Now the next is, what is next? Hey, what is next?
The seed for the reason for.
So that is done. So what is next? Huh? Cognitive obscuration. What is cognitive obscurations? Okay. The example given is the subtle smell of the garlic-like mental developments. These are the cognitive obscurations. Okay. How many would like to know exactly what is called? Just as you have identified content karmas, afflictions, active seeds within you, identify that. Likewise, how many of you are serious to wanting to know what is cognitive obscuration? In a sense? Okay, how many of you are serious? Not just serious.
About what?
About wanting to know what is cognitive obscurations. What exactly is cognitive obscurations? Serious? Double serious. Okay. If very serious, they say there should be like some of you to volunteer to remind me before I leave Tushita from this retreat. Raise hands, someone to remind me. Okay, what's your name? Neha. Amit. Okay. Anyone else? Two? Pavanjit. Okay, three. Amida, four. Near. Five. Okay, so five. Huh? Sahid. Okay. So now raise hands. Those who raised your hands already, raise hands so others can see you. All others just look. Look at them. Okay. Why I'm asking them to raise their hands is because if I leave without explaining this, I'm not responsible. Right? I'm not responsible. You may think that he talked like afflictive content and so forth, and he said precisely what is cognitive obscuration, and finally he left without explaining that. I'm not responsible. These five are responsible. You're getting it? So you should be able to make sure that you let them remind me before we leave the retreat spot. Okay. So, because the cognitive obscuration, to precisely know this, we should be prepared. Our hardware, cognitive obscuration is a very sophisticated software. For this software to work, hardware must be upgraded, not updated. Upgraded, you're getting it? So your knowledge should be upgraded in order for the software of the cognitive obscuration to work in you. Already it's working. Cognitive obscuration is working in us already. But how it is working? The knowledge of that, for that software to work, your hardware of the knowledge of this philosophy must be upgraded. Okay, good. So with this in mind, let's say that now we have identified the mental defilements, the nature of the mental defilements which obscure the Buddha nature. What's going to be the next question? Anyone? What's going to be the next question? Anyone? Yes.
What are the remedies?
What are the remedies? Okay, good. What are the remedies? How to remove these by applying the remedies? What kind of remedies to apply? Okay, this is the next question. So for this, I'd like to share with you one verse, and somebody who, particularly the group leaders, they can help me identify that verse. The ceasing of karmas and afflictions is nirvana. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptualization of inappropriate attention, which in turn arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, and the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, anyone? This is samsara. 116. 116. Okay, let us turn to the book. This book is extremely helpful because it contains many. It's like the repository of the Buddhist philosophy knowledge. 116. Okay, 116, verse number 5. You will see the same. They will see the same verse in various places in this book, but this is the main source. 116, verse number 5, which reads, okay, there's little modification required. Ceasing comes afflictions instead of leads to. Delete this and change it to ceasing comes afflictions is nirvana. Remove the leads to and replace it with is. Remove the two words leads to. Instead, replace these two with the word is nirvana. Ceasing comes afflictions is nirvana. Karma's afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaborations grasping true existence. Elaboration ceases by or into emptiness. Okay. Did you find it? Okay. So this verse we have to tomorrow morning when we come, I'm expecting each one of us to recite this, and they should be okay. You all enter from this door. From this door. So this door, I will ask some people to be there as a gatekeeper to make sure that anybody who enters recites this verse by heart. So if you cannot, then you're not allowed to come in. So tomorrow by morning, you should recite this part. Hi. Or how many of you already know how to recite this by heart? Raise hands. How many of you already know how to recite this by heart? Raise hands. Huh? Okay. So the biggest of the penalty for the Nandita Masters NMC1 is when questions are asked, they feel nervous. They start trembling. Right? Kala trembling, Kala not trembling. This is sometimes trembling. Recite by heart, yes. Sometimes no. So trembling. Okay. So tomorrow, no excuse. Each one of us, we have to recite by heart, and somebody will be there at the gate to make sure that you recite this by heart. Okay. So this verse has 5 points. First, it says, ceasing of karma's afflictions is nirvana. What is the opposite of nirvana? Samsara. Okay. What is nirvana? Anyone? Okay, don't try to come up with with exotic answers. What we learned this morning, tell me what is nirvana? Huh? The fearlessness. Very good. The fearlessness. Fearlessness or the freedom. Total freedom. Okay. Absolute freedom or absolute peace. The fearlessness. That is nirvana. Opposite of nirvana is samsara, which is with fear. With fear. Lack of freedom. That is samsara. Number 1. Number 2, the immediate cause of samsara. So this morning we learned Edharma Hetu Prabhava. All these phenomena arise from the causes. Hetum Tesham Tathagato Hyavata. These causes are taught by the Tathagata. Tesham Jayo Nirodha. The cessation of these causes as well is taught by the great Siya. Evam Vadima Shamana Swaha. So from this, the conviction that we need to gain is that, okay, that's true. There's no shortcut for getting rid of my problems. If I don't want the problems, I have to identify the root of the problems and work on to remove the root cause of the problems. Okay, how many of you are happy with this? Raise hands. If I don't want a problem, I have to identify the root of the problem and remove the root of the problem. Till that point, no point. No matter what you do, your problem will persist. For example, if you suffer from tuberculosis, and then you take paracetamol or Tylenol and so forth, these are just for temporary relief. 1 hour, 2 hours of fever gone, you feel light, again they'll come back. So if you really don't want that problem, what you do, identify the root. That problem, the fear is coming from that tuberculosis. So you have to get rid of the tuberculosis. So likewise, we have to, the basic thing is that we need to gain conviction that if I don't want the undesirable result, I have to identify the root cause of the undesirable result and get rid of this root cause. Only then I can expect to get rid of the undesirable results. Raise hands if you agree. Okay, this is what we said this morning. For example, like say, when you hear about, for example, the Albert Einstein, who became a Nobel laureate in physics, and then recently, let's say like the last few years, Professor Roger Penrose, again became a Nobel laureate, I think in 2020, I don't know, 20 or 21. And then Professor Anton Zeilinger, who became a Nobel laureate in physics, 2022. Oh, they all become the Nobel laureate in physics, and I also like to become a Nobel laureate in physics, right? And then what do you do? Oh, please, Buddha, make me a Nobel laureate in physics. Then recite the mantra, Buddha mantra, and then or the Einstein mantra, Om Albert Einstein. Recite it like 100,000 times for years and years and years. Do you think that you would become a Nobel laureate in physics? No, just say no. No chance. If you really want to become a Nobel laureate in physics, what should you do? Huh? Study physics. Study physics. Yeah. So just by reciting mantra, this is not the cause of becoming a Nobel laureate in physics. So if you want to enjoy apples, don't plant mango seed. Plant apple seeds. You're getting it? So that we have to identify the causes of the misery so well. Don't be unrealistic. I'm telling myself, we should be very realistic. What is the cause of don't be scared to identify the cause of the miseries. Because if you're scared of the miseries, remove the miseries. How to remove the miseries? Identify the cause of miseries. Remove the cause of miseries. Your miseries automatically come to an end. So for that, our job is to identify the cause of miseries. Okay, look. Point number 1, miseries. Samsara. So what is the immediate cause of samsara? Is the contaminant karmas. Number 2. You have to remember these points. Contaminant karmas. What's the immediate cause of contaminant karmas is afflictions. What's the immediate cause of afflictions is inappropriate attention. Okay, note it down and I explain them one by one. Inappropriate attention. Or, if you want to elaborate a little bit, elaborate the conceptualization of inappropriate attention. Let me repeat it. Samsara is what we dislike. And if you dislike it, you have to identify the cause of the samsara and remove these causes. So what are the causes of samsara? Immediate cause is contaminated karmas. Number 2, what's the immediate cause of contaminated karmas? Afflictions. What are the immediate causes of afflictions? Conceptualization of inappropriate attention. Conceptualization of inappropriate attention. The next, what is the immediate cause of the conceptualization of inappropriate attention? Elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. Elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. Let me repeat it once more. Samsara. Immediate cause of samsara is contaminated karmas. What's the immediate cause of contaminated karmas? Afflictions. What are the immediate cause of afflictions? Or to make it very simple, inappropriate attention. Make it very simple. Inappropriate attention. What's the immediate cause of inappropriate attention? Self-grasping ignorance. Self-grasping ignorance. Okay, fine. We need to know this fine. And some of you may be wondering, what's the immediate cause of self-grasping ignorance? How many of you can think about it? I stopped there, right? And okay, so how many of you can, okay, he's not checking what's the root cause of self-grasping ignorance. How many of you thought about it? This thought came to you? It's not talk about what is the cause of self-grasping. You talk this cause of the miseries, cause of contaminated karmas, cause of the afflictions, inappropriate attention, self-grasping ignorance, and then I do not go beyond. right? Why did you stop there? What's the root cause of that? Okay, this is another question. And keep in mind that the seniors, they know one rule. Okay, seniors, they know the rule. Omar, do you know the rule? Do you know the rule? What's the rule? Okay, please make a loud proclamation. Louder? Okay, well, I'm insisting to say it over and over again because his English is so beautiful. I like to hear it. His English is amazing. So I like to hear it more and more. Omar is hand? Okay. Okay. It's amazing. Okay. So the rule is that if I ask a question, then the audience should not expect answer from me. So I ask the question, what's the root cause of the self-grasping ignorance? You don't ask me, I ask you. So you have to check it. Okay, now let's say that this verse, okay, let's go back, revisit the verse. So you see that all these 5 points, you see them mentioned in this verse. Okay, go back to the verse. Are you there with me? The verse. Ceasing of karma's afflictions is nirvana. So explicitly nirvana is taught, implicitly samsara is taught, samsara. And ceasing, meaning stopping the contaminant karmas. So samsara, instead of ceasing, arises. Say the samsara arises because of contaminant karmas. Number 2.
What? Arises because of what?
Contaminated karmas. Contaminated karmas. Number 2. And then the ceasing of karmas are afflictions. So contaminated karmas arise from afflictions. And these two arise from conceptualization. So this conceptualization, it refers to the inappropriate attention. Let me repeat it. The word conceptualization in this verse refers to inappropriate attention. And you might be wondering, what is inappropriate attention? That we'll discuss later. So whenever I say that we'll discuss later, so whenever I say that we'll discuss later, you have to make sure that either you note it down or you remember to ask me later. If you don't ask me, I may skip. Because in 8 days, we are trying to cover a lot of materials, and sometimes I may even forget. So you have to remind me. Okay. Then next is, okay, what? Samsara, contaminant karmas, afflictions. So afflictions arise from inappropriate attention or conceptualization. Conceptualization here means the inappropriate attention. And inappropriate attention arises from self-grasping ignorance, or here it refers to as the elaboration. Getting it? Okay. Now, what does it mean by each one of these 5 points? I'm going to explain this in the form of a simple example. Okay. Okay. Just imagine that you go to bed, you fall asleep, and you start to dream. What do you dream? You dream of attending the class here. In the daytime, I attend class. In the dream also, you attend class. Okay, never mind. It's just only 8 days. So in the dream, you're attending class, and in the class, what I do in the class, which class? Dream class. In the dream class, I raise this, and you see a mobile. What is this? No, it's a dream mobile. You're dreaming. It's a dream mobile, but you see it's a real mobile. Okay, number 1, you see the dream mobile as a real mobile. Then number 2, you look at it very carefully, and you see these as brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max. Number 2. Then what happens? I said, okay, Geshe-la is very kind. You can exchange our mobiles. Yours one, iPhone 6. Geshe-la's iPhone 17 Pro Max. You will exchange. Geshe-la, Can we exchange our mobiles? Okay. Then this is Sherula. Where's the Sherula? This is Sherula. Hey, Carl. He's not interested. I'm the wrong person. No, he's the wrong person to be identified as that person. So you said that, Geshe-la, can we have a mobiles exchange? And then Sherula said that, hey, I already told Geshe-la before we entered this hall. I already told him, and he already accepted to exchange with mine, right? Then two of you have a fist fight. With a fist fight, then the police comes. You end up into jail, prison, right? Okay, where did you end up? You end up into jail. Jail. And they say jail is a prison, samsara. Why you end up into samsara? Don't look at this. Just tell me, I'm telling the story. Why did you end up the... Huh? Yes, you said greed. Oh, I want the mobile. Police will not arrest you. Right? If you say that I want everything in the world, police will not arrest you. Greed, the police will not arrest you. Police will arrest only when you fist fight. Then the police will arrest you. Oh, I want everything in the world. Police will not arrest you. You can sue them. But only when you fight, the police will arrest you. So fight is karma, action. So this prison is samsara, it's because of your fight, karma. Okay, so you're usually in the retreat, your mom, you always call your mom to update what's happening in the retreat. So that day, in the dream, your mom was not getting any phone call from you. So your mom was worried and called the office. Called the office, say, what happened to my daughter, what happened to my son? Oh, I'm very sorry, unfortunately they are in the prison at the moment. And your mom is very sad. She went to Bodhichitta retreat. Not to prison. Right? And he went to Bodhichitta retreat, not in prison. Why? And the poor mother comes to the prison. Yes. Why did you end up, you went to Tushita for Bodhichitta retreat, not for prison? Why you went in prison? Oh, because of the fight. Karma. Why did you fight? Why did you fight? Because I'm so attached to the mobile and I'm competitive with, this share of karma, my rival. So there's the word attachment mobile and anger towards my competitor. So these are afflictions. Why attach to the mobile? Mom, you don't understand. You gave me an iPhone 6. Mobile is iPhone 17. Right? So therefore, Mom, you don't understand that. Are you sure it's a mobile iPhone 17? Are you sure? Is it dream mobile or real mobile? It's a real mobile. Okay. Now, how many agree with me that you end up into prison, samsara, because of your fist fight? Presents karma. Why fist fight? Because of the attachment to the mobile and the aversion to your competitor. Affliction. Presents. Why affliction? Because of seeing the mobile as iPhone 17 Pro Max, exaggerating the quality of the mobile. Presents. And what makes you exaggerate the quality of the mobile is because seeing the mobile as the dream mobile as a real mobile. Presents. Right from the beginning, if you see it's a dream mobile, you will not feel attached to it. You agree? Okay. Now, if you don't want to end up in prison, what should you have done? What should you not have done? You should not have fought. You should have stopped fighting, karma. If you don't want to fight, what should you have not done? Not to feel attachment to the mobile and aversion to your competitor. If you don't want to have this affliction, what should you have not done? You should not have exaggerated the quality of the object. You should not have exaggerated the quality of the object. If you don't want to do that, what should you have done? You should not have seen the dream mobile as a real mobile. And if you don't want to see the dream mobile, the real mobile, what should you do? Wake up. If you don't want to see the dream mobile, the real mobile, wake up. You're getting it? Okay, this is for this reason that the Buddha is revered as the fully awakened one. It's for this reason that the Buddha is respected, revered as the fully awakened. But you can also be awakened. You can also be awakened. So with this in mind, now from this, what you want to learn is what exactly is the first one. What's that? From the reverse. What's the first one? The reverse. The self-grasping, ignorance, elaboration. And the what's the second one? Inappropriate. What's the difference between the two? This question. Okay. So the first one is exaggerating the object. Say there's no mobile. It's just a dream mobile, but you exaggerate the presence of the mobile, real mobile. Exaggeration of the object is known as the elaboration or self-grasping ignorance. Then exaggerating the quality of the object. Exaggerating the quality of the object is known as inappropriate attention. You're getting it now? Did you get the difference? Okay. Let's say that, okay, I say, there's no mobile in my hand. But oh, there's a mobile there. This is exaggerating the object, mobile. And seeing, oh, this mobile, not just an ordinary mobile, it's an iPhone 17. That's exaggerating the qualities of the object. You're getting it? Okay. Now, how many of you understood the 5 points? Raise your hands. Okay, first, samsara, suffering, we know. We expert in that. You know, so from the birth, how many of you cried? Raise hands. How many of you must have cried? Raise hands. You don't remember, but you can infer. How many of you must have cried? Raise hands. How many of you must have cried? Raise hands. Right, you must have cried. If you don't cry, somebody will slap you. Why slap you? To make you breathe. So therefore they will slap you. But you cry not because you want to breathe. You cry because of the pain. Somebody slapped you. You're getting it? So this is how we started life. Pain. That is samsara. Right? Everywhere there's a pain. Everywhere there's the tears. Everywhere. As a little boy, little girl, again tears. Somebody bullies you. Then as a little adult, again problem. Not adult, adolescent or teenager is a problem. But teenager, you know the problems, right? Hey, teenager problem, breakups, whole world collapses, right? Whole world collapses. No, I don't want to live anymore. There's no reason. Okay, then adult, not getting job. Again tears. And mother says, okay, good job, okay. What? Okay, no job, right? And job, again you have a problem, no promotion. Right? And again you're not happy because there's some deadlines. Oh, this is samsara. Oh, we are expert. Now this samsara because of the contained karmas that you know, actions. Contained karmas because of the afflictions, emotional, the destructive emotions, attachment, anger, ignorance, and so forth. These emotions because of the exaggerating the qualities of the object. Exaggerating the qualities of the object. Okay, what do you mean by exaggerating the qualities of the object? Say, huh? Huh?
Elaboration.
Elaboration. Conceptualization. Okay, say, exaggeration of the object. Say, how many of you have watched television, the advertisements, where somebody is going to sell the detergent, soap detergent, and what they do is that in the television you see that say in the detergent you dip a very old worn out shirt in it and take it out and no, new. You put it old and new one came out, right? And people are, wow, that's amazing. My old one will also become new. Oh, then you buy this. Fooling people. This is, these people, they're expert in exaggerating qualities. So for marketing, right? Marketing, and people are deceived. People buy that. And the online dating. So see somebody, boy or a girl, right? And already picture already filtered picture, and we don't know this filtered. Wow, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Where are you? I'm in America. What are you doing? I am consultant. Well, actually, some other work, but I'm a consultant. Well, I'm CEO of some company. I'm a senior manager. Right? And what do you do? Yeah, I'm also senior manager. What are you into? I'm interested. What do you do now? I'm Tushita. What is Tushita? Buddhism. Oh, I also like Buddhism. Wow. That moment, I pray, that moment lasts forever. It never lasts forever. Okay, so that is the cause of the tears. And then you meet at the airport. At the airport, you divorce. Oh. Okay. So, with this, what we're saying is exaggerating the qualities of the object. This is a major ignorance which binds us to create tears, it brings tears in us. Oh, extremely painful tears, extremely grosser feelings, so painful. So these result into, say, the exaggeration of the qualities will result into, say, attachment or anger. This will result into, say, undesirable actions. And this action will result into tears, the painful miseries. Okay, so now, say the question is that if you identify that you have the treasure inside, hidden treasure, ultimate treasure within us, not outside, is within yourself. And this treasure, why it's not manifest, is because of the obscurations. How our next job is how to remove the obscurations. For that, we have to apply the remedies. What remedies apply depends on the nature of the defilements. So, nature of the defilements, we learned that there are 5. First one is the resultant states of defilements, which we obvious suffering, and these are because of contaminant karmas, afflictions, inappropriate attention, and self-grasping ignorance. Finally, the root of these miseries is, ultimately, what is the root of miseries? Of the 5, what is the ultimate, the final one? Self-grasping ignorance. So, the remedy must be to remove the self-grasping ignorance. Just imagine, 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, 300,000 years ago, the Homo sapiens came to planet Earth. Arctic Circle. Just imagine the icebergs there then. Do you think that those people there, they have a thought, one day, after 5,000 years or after 300,000 years, the so-called 2025, there's going to be global warming and these icebergs will melt. Do you think that these people ever thought about this? No. So the icebergs, they were extremely stable and steady. And you can actually, if you have technology to build houses, you can build houses, steady buildings on top of that. Then finally 2025 comes. With the global warming, even the icebergs start to melt. When the icebergs melt, that is a ground for everything stacked on this. When the iceberg melts, what happens? Whatever is stacked on this will all collapse. You're getting likewise, iceberg of the ignorance. Iceberg of the ignorance, elaboration. When that is the iceberg on which everything stacked. When this iceberg is melted by the fire of the wisdom, iceberg melts, and whatever is stacked on this, inappropriate attention, what else? Afflictions, what else? Contaminant karmas, what else? Miseries, they will all crumble down. Your miseries stop, your tears stop. That is liberation. That is freedom. So our job is ultimately, if you really want to stop the tears of samsara, you have to stop the root cause, the ignorance. And how to stop that is only through introducing the wisdom. No blind faith, no Buddha, it's not help. Just learn what the Buddha taught. Just learn what the wisdom the Buddha taught, you practice that, and then the ignorance can go away. Okay, what's your next question? What is your next question? How to develop this wisdom? This next question. Okay, this is very important question. How to develop this wisdom? So don't say in the group discussion. What I would suggest that each one of us, we try to group leaders, particularly to group leaders, we make sure that whatever we discuss in the last 2 sessions and the morning session as well, total 3 sessions. Whatever we discuss at first, we try to review these very clearly. Let the people speak about these to see that they actually got what we have studied. So before you entertain questions, you first go into these to review whatever being discussed. Once you get a feeling that all the participants, they understood the concept so well, then you can invite questions, and then question answers can be entertained. Good. Okay, so the question is, how can we cultivate that wisdom? This is the question. And then alongside what is important is that this wisdom is like a sharp axe to cut the poisonous tree. And this axe can be very sharp, but who decides whether this axe will cut the tree or not? Who decides? Who decides? The person decides. The person decides. The woodcutter decides. If the woodcutter is very lazy, do you think that the axe will work? Although this axe is very sharp, but if the woodcutter is very lazy, do you think that it will be cut? No, axe will not go on its own. So the woodcutter must not be lazy, must have an extremely great enthusiasm to cut this poisonous tree. You getting it? So there's motivation. Not only the wisdom must be supported by incredible motivation. Motivation to remove the mental defilements. Okay, that motivation is the compassion motivation. Okay, who is more motivated? A mother of 1 child versus the same mother with five children. Who's going to be more motivated? Huh? Okay, 2 different mothers is different. I'm talking about the same mother. Same mother with 1 child versus same mother with the 5 children. Which one will have a more motivation? The motivation to help the children. Say there's the hunger, there is the famine, and the say mother with 1 child or mother with 5 children. Mother with the 5 has a more responsibility. So therefore, with this, 1 is suffering, I'm also suffering. 5 is suffering, I'm suffering. 5 is more important. So there, the Bodhichitta is one which thinks for all the sentient beings, not only yourself. So that the Bodhichitta motivation, this is the greatest of the motivation. Bodhichitta to wanting to unravel the hidden treasure within us so that you can benefit all the beings. So that motivation is required if you want to get rid of 2 kinds of obscurations are there. What are they? Afflictive obscurations and cognitive obscurations. Afflictive obscuration, if you remove it, what will you get? You will attain the nirvana. And removing the cognitive obscurations, you remove all the mental defilements. What you get? You attain nirvana plus Buddhahood, complete enlightenment. So, there the motivation to benefit all the beings, that motivation is the motivation to benefit all the beings known as Bodhichitta. If that is motivation, that will help us to use this extra the wisdom to cut all the mental defilements completely. Whereas, if the motivation is just to remove the afflictive obscurations, not the cognitive obscurations, then you will at the most attain personal nirvana, that's it. you will not attain the infinite happiness. You will not attain Buddhahood. So, motivation plays a very important role. And this motivation to remove all your mental defilements and let your true nature manifest completely in its fullest form, that motivation is known as motivation of altruistic bodhicitta. Okay, anybody who likes to explain the word altruism? Anyone? What is altruism? Compassion. Anyone else? Altruism? Thinking about the good of others before thinking about yourself. Anyone else? Some kind of? Okay, idealistic form of something. Anyone else?
Taking responsibility for others.
Taking the responsibility. Altruism, this word, altruism is not just compassion, it's the element of taking responsibility. Oh, I wish that you have no problem, but who's going to take the responsibility? Oh, I cannot do, I have some work to do. Right? You don't take the responsibility. So altruism, yes.
Not expecting
Okay, altruism is a connotation of taking responsibility without expectation return. That becomes very pure altruism. Very good. But thank you. So, this altruism, the highest level of altruism is known as Bodhichitta, altruistic Bodhichitta. So, our class is primarily on explaining what Bodhichitta is, alongside the wisdom can also be studied. So, we'll do these two. These two things become the two wings of the bird to cross the ocean of miseries. Okay, we stop here. Did you get this? The one handout, small paper. Did you get it? Okay, this is the verse which we're going to chant at the end of all the teachings. Okay, so I'll sing this, and those of us who know how to sing this, you join me. Those of us who do not know how to sing this, just listen to us and join us. And the meaning is also there, given. You can also study the meanings later on. Tavge tuje shaye riso chon shenge mito dege ponjomba serge nubo tabo jebe ku shage yemo kela chaselo mone Mahamuna Yeswa Muni Mahamuna Yeswa Tage tuje shage riso shenge meto dege bonjomba serge lumbo abo jebe ku shage yebo Kyala chaselo mone Mahamuna Yeswa Mahamuna Yeswa Tage tuje shage riso Shenge Meto Dege Bonjoba Sergelumbo Abo Jebe Go Shaye Gebo Kyala Chaselo Om Muni Muni Mahamuna Swaha 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamuna Swaha. Okay, 3 prostrations together.